right. GM Rachel, as we were about to go live, all of a sudden, like literally, I'm about to like hit the live button. She's gone.
Yep.
Like, oh, you're frozen. You're frozen. Oh, and
No,
now you're gone.
No.
So yeah, but she's back and now on the phone, and yeah, so we're it's starting off great.
This is fine. This is totally fine.
Fantastic. Everything's
Yep.
great. Everything's
Yep.
fine. Everything's wonderful. All right. Well, we're going to give you another like 40 something seconds to settle in while we do our little intro, and thanks for the chat for hanging. We'll be back on the other side of this 41 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, January 28th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Rachel Wilkins, filling in for Adrian GM. For our 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day, we're going to crunch that down just a tad, and then we're going to have the 5. Are we calling them the unicorns? I wasn't sure exactly how to.
Sure are. And I'm hoping
them.
It's 5, but it might be 4.
Okay. 4 or 5 of the unicorns from the Creatorfi cohort. Super excited to talk to you about that right at the top of the hour. So we'll start that about noon. But before that, we have a few. So welcome, Rachel, back to the show. My go-to co-host when I need a fill-in lately. Adrian is at Privy's home office in New York.
She's not up a mountain.
No, she's not on a mountain this time. She is not skiing. She is in a mountain of snow, but it's just like the snow that's in, New York. So fun things like that. Oh no. Did I lose you again? Okay. You froze a little bit there, but okay, we're going to plug along and just hope things go. All right, we've got a few things to chat about before we dive into our little interview here. I saw this from Vitalik. This is sort of like the way we've been doing the show lately is doing like the national and international news, which we're calling things that are happening on Twitter. And then the Farcaster news. And there's a lot of discussion happening between David Hoffman from Bankless, Trussell State, and Vitalik had commented in on this. And it was just a really, of course, well-written, articulated response to sort of what's happening in the world. So not going to read it because literally it would take me about an hour.
TLDR?
It's just a lot.
What would be your TLDR for someone who didn't read it?
I'm going to give you this much. Okay. I'll read the very beginning. I'll do the ill-advised thing and try to explain my own thought process and constraints and possibly unadmitted cowardice that guide when I do and do not speak on these kinds of general political topics. It's all about politics in the world, how Vitalik sees it, how it ties into crypto. It's very interesting. It will make you think. So go give it a read. That is my TLDR, but it's very long. It's very, very long. But go check it out, and it's interesting. It will give you some things to think about. Also, this happened yesterday, and I'm very curious to get your thoughts on this. This was from Kayvon, sharing 2 important updates that were posted to X earlier today. 1, Foundation has been acquired by Black Dove, allowing the marketplace to continue operating as part of their platform. 2, we've made the difficult decision to wind down Rodeo. I've written more about each decision, what it means, and what comes next below. And you can find this link will be in our show notes, and you can find both of the longer discussion over on Twitter. But this is something that I was kind of looking forward to chatting with you about a little bit. Not too much time to get into it, but like your thoughts on seeing like Nifty Gateway we saw shut down. Now we're seeing Foundation getting absorbed by Black Dove. I think that means it will still continue.
Thank you for using that. Yeah, thank you for using the word absorbed rather than acquired, Prof, because I think that's an important caveat here, is that we're seeing, because I worry about the messaging on some of these things. Like we saw yesterday, quite a few artists were like, yay, this is so exciting. You know, we're going to see this, 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 and this. And it's like, I don't think this is a net positive thing. I think it's Foundation winding down operations, but putting out a positive PR moment. I don't believe, and I'd love to be proved wrong, but I don't believe we'll see Black Market maintaining this as a marketplace.
Black Dove, you mean?
Black Dove.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Well, you said Black Market, but
there's a new platform.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is. I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, but just looking at the record, right? We've seen Maker's Place, we've seen Nifty Gateway. I just, you know, I have concerns. There's just not enough of a market right now, collector market, to warrant. There's no business model.
There's no, and I think that's, you know, when we see these, you know, I see a lot of like people getting upset about things shutting down. And of course, that's a fine reaction, especially if you're an artist who's been building on there. But also, what did you want them to do? They can't survive. You know, there are costs involved, and there's only so much you can do if the market's there. So.
Right, and I think we were all wondering what would happen to Rodeo, but it seems that Rodeo is closing its doors. I saw that this morning. So, you know, it's just there is no market right now for art. And I hate to say that, you know, me of all people to say that.
I know.
Adore artists. I want artists to succeed and thrive in this space, but I think the reality is the only one that's been able to sustain has been OpenSea, because one, it's deeply funded, VC funded, and they pivoted into tokens very early. So
I mean, you're not just finding art on there now, you're finding tokens. So it's a little bit of everything. And I think they're doing that to survive. I mean, we saw Zora make their pivot. I disagreed with that as well. I still think they should have kept Zora Classic, but I get the reasons behind making these decisions. So
what's your take on it?
It's about the same. And I think like the big thing for those who have collections on there, either as artists or collectors, to take a look at these announcements and follow the procedures for sort of moving those or maintaining those in some way. So be on the lookout for more of that.
Sigh.
Yeah. Sigh. Exactly. All right. Moving on. Sad. Does make me sad, but it is just, we're in a different era now, and we'll see where it goes. On the other hand, you know, Monday's show, we were celebrating Node Foundation. So, you know, it's up and down. It's up and down. We have some positives as well. This from Dillstack, and I think this summed it up pretty well. Not going to lie that while I 1000 respect, commend all the founders who've iterated constantly through tough cycles, seeing all these crypto startups either wind down or pivot does make me feel some way. And I think that sums it up, because we're seeing it happening in a lot of different areas. You know, obviously we've talked about Farcaster being acquired by Neynar. That's a little different because it's not shutting down or really changing too much as of yet. But we see a lot of things just happening right now, and consolidation happening within the industry. And I think that's just where the market is. And you feel those bear market vibes, and, you know, people got to survive. So they're doing what they got to do.
How was week one? I know I'm holding you back, but how was week one under the new direction?
Same.
Nothing, no changes.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's all good. Yeah, I'll say.
What was your,
in a good way.
What was your TLDR of your interview with the founder, the new owner?
Fantastic, with Rish. Yeah, and we've known Rish for a while. So he's, you know, they're going to start slow with like getting their hands around all the things that they have to do in terms of the business aspects as well as the technical side, GitHubs and, smart contracts and things like that. And then, they're starting to, and we're going to talk about this in just a minute, starting to, reach out to the community, get some feedback, get some input, and make some changes. And they're going to, it's going to take a little time. So they're asking for a little bit of, give them a little grace, but also they're asking for feedback. So, that's not a bad thing. So let me go into this a little bit further. Oh, I see you 2 times now. That's what's going on.
All right. We fixed the Wi-Fi issue, so I'm going to leave on this one.
Okay. All right. Let me bring her up on the other one. And let me unmute her. All right. Do we just have you once now? Fantastic.
Okay, nobody needs 2 of me.
All right. So this from Rish. We are moving the P&L feature from Farcaster Wallet. This is expensive to compute, hard to maintain, and sometimes inaccurate, which leads to confusion. No other impact to the wallet at this time. Please reach out if any questions. So this was you could have the little share button. It had the little warplet that would tell you if you were up or down, but apparently it would give a lot of, sometimes incorrect numbers and wasn't that useful. So for now, seek other areas for your P&Ls to see how down bad you are. This is from Grin from the Neynar team. They did a poll. So this was feedback experiment. Tell us how you feel about FC and Neynar. This poll lets you agree or disagree with simple statements about how things are and where they might go. You can also add your own statements if something important is missing. So this was sort of the summary of that. Thank you everyone who took the time to respond. Highest consensus statements. And this is, I'm just going to read a little bit of this. Quality over quantity of users. Builder focus should also embrace those creating communities, businesses, DAOs. Neynar should embrace user feedback, good and bad. Most divisive statement. I'm worried that Neynar's stewardship of the protocol will negatively affect decentralization, which is interesting. People were split on whether the number one priority should be builders, retention, or existing users' communities. As some pointed out in the replies, there's not necessarily a conflict here. Personally, I'm interpreting this to mean that we'll have to communicate how we see these things fitting together. So interesting. So this kind of points to where you see what they're doing right now is gathering information, really they're really deep in this ecosystem. So they know a lot of it, but they know a lot of it from their perspective. So I appreciate them kind of going beyond that to make sure they're not missing anything. So I think this is super helpful. I did love this particular meme. They want to bring back DAOs.
That's my favorite thing.
Just saying. I thought that was really funny. I figured you'd appreciate that.
Great again.
Make DAOs great again.
I
don't even know. Whatever. It's way too many things.
Madga. No, not quite.
No, we're not going there. MagDAO. Anyway. And then this is another piece of feedback they're trying to collect on. This is from Rish. What is the sentiment on collectible casts? How long will you fight with someone to keep the feature in the app? This is sometimes the way this kind of thing has been posed by Dan, or Nonlinear used to do this a lot, like where, we have this feature, will you fight to, how bad do you want it? So assume no data loss on casts collected thus far, no matter the answer to the above question. So this is the feature that's built into Farcaster where you can bid auction style on a cast to own it as an NFT. It is then in your wallet. The one thing I said back to him was, I like the feature. I think it's useful in a lot of different ways, but I don't like the way they render in the wallet and the inability to organize them. So that's
what do you like about it? Because I've had a little bit of a challenge with this. Like, what is the
couple things? Well, a couple things. One is that I do like to be able to, if it's something viral, fun, whatever, and I want to keep it, I want to be able to just, appreciate the creator of it and collect it and own it. So that's one thing. It's like a little bit of culture. It's not going to be something I'm going to spend a ton of money on, but I think it's a fun feature. And then there's things like this from Say Angel. So he used the collectible cast feature for this. So this is from Say Angel. Let's try something. I will help you improve your mini app. I've built some of the most viral mini apps on Farcaster, including the Warplets mint that broke Farcaster on a Sunday night and brought in 30K pro subscribers and 400K in pro sub revenue in less than a week. You can see peak stats below. Beyond weird experiments on Farcaster, I'm a YC founder that can sell and write code to help some of the largest construction projects in the world. I will give an hour call helping you think through virality loops in your mini app or whatever else you want to ask. To the highest bidder of this cast, I've set the starting price at $50. You're not collecting this cast, you're buying some advice from me. So this is the other reason I like this. I think this gave me a perfect example for your question, is that there's many ways to use this and we haven't explored it a whole lot, but I think having this built in as a feature is beneficial in this way. So there you go. There's an example on how to use it. Yeah. So I think we just haven't used it enough, honestly.
Could see artists using that, like highest bidder.
Absolutely.
Work. Love it.
And especially you just had how many things shutting down? I mean, there you go.
There it is.
And it's built into a social feed.
I mean, how long have we been saying the artist is the marketplace? Like, we don't need these middlemen. So this is, I love this. Love to see.
But the problem, and this is the one caveat I would say for artists in particular, is I would say collect the cast, but then also send a better rendered version of your art via a separate contract, but use the cast to show it, to get people to bid on it, unless they make an adjustment to that within Farcaster itself. Just right now, the way it works, it doesn't look great. It's not art worthy within a wallet at this time, but you could still use it as a tool to get to that same result. So I just think it's a great feature.
Can you, thinking this through, and I don't want to take much time, but like, can you set like a reserve on this?
Yes.
Like, okay. Interesting.
So that's why I said I've set the starting price to 50.
Got it.
So yes, you can.
Very cool.
So there you go. This from Peth. Made my first mini app. So many ideas floating around the timeline. How do you keep track, prioritize them? The purpose of this app is to help aggregate and rank community feedback on what should be built, fixed next. So very cool. So you can go add your suggestions to Roadmapper. And Rish had commented below, this is cool. Happy to look at this when prioritizing. So Rish said he will be looking at this. So if you have thoughts about Farcaster's direction, here's a new mini app to go add to, which I thought very cool. Very cool. Nice.
Love that.
Yeah. And I do see some of our Creatorfi crew filing into the green room. We'll be bringing you up in just a bit. We've got a few more news items to go through. This was from Dan, DWR. It's been a while, AMA. And then he responded in a big batch later on. My question to him was, what's been your favorite moments building Farcaster and any regrets? And he said, all the people I know because of it. So I knew you meant me, Dan. I knew it was about me. So thank you. We wouldn't have met otherwise. And only regret, maybe take more risk, but easy to armchair quarterback that one. And that ties into, of course, JC asked this question. What's the one thing you can say to us all now that you couldn't before the sale? And he said, I would have liked to have launched a token for Farcaster.
What?
Never had the stars align. And Dan,
that feels insane.
So everyone was feeling that as well. But Dan, I can't even believe that you said that.
What would the token do? What would the token do?
Wow.
Yeah.
What would the token do? What would the token do? What would the token do?
And apparently the token does nothing because it doesn't exist. So that was the biggest surprise that came out of this AMA.
Do you think one will come with new management?
We did ask about that. They basically stop asking when, they'll let you know. It's
not
not
a no.
off the table. No, it's not a no.
Not a
It's
no.
not off the table, but I think Rish is of a similar mindset of conditions have to be right. The token has to make sense for the larger business. And I think unless the Market Structure Clarity Act passes, I don't think everyone's too comfortable moving forward without that. If that passes, I think that opens up a lot more doors and possibilities. But we'll see.
Plus base token coming this year at some point as well. So
we'll see. Yeah. I think they're waiting for the same thing. Yeah. Honestly, I think everyone's waiting for that. And I think it all just got very, very delayed by, life and world events. This from Horsefacts. One of the hardest parts, and this is related, one of the hardest parts of working on Farcaster was managing constant external clamor to do something, all part of the job, but nonetheless hard. Cynical saying like crime the chart have lost their irony in translation and become expectations for some. If you want any of this to survive, the goal must be orderly, fair, open, efficient markets. And this has been this was related to a discussion happening with Late Night on Base. Jesse had commented back about basically that Base and Coinbase aren't doing enough to pump tokens. And if they were, then everything would be just hunky-dory and we'd all be rich. And Jesse just making it very clear, we're not going to do anything illegal.
Yeah,
we want the markets to be efficient and just kind of laying those things out. And I think that especially once Farcaster acquired Clanker, there was a lot of, dev do something energy happening and, craziness. So I thought that was really interesting comment from Horsefacts. But that's another reason why they didn't launch a token was because that immediately takes all oxygen out of the room and anything else you're building is pushed to the side. You have to now focus on that. They even saw that just taking over Clanker, where that becomes the focus. And why aren't you making number go up more? Is really like, that's all people want. And it's a bit much.
Let's sigh.
Yeah. This from Brad Q. This is cool. GG, Horsefacts, Linda, and V taking over the top 5 on your final week. Symbolic. Thank you for your service on FC. I love this leaderboard, and I just like to show it at any chance I get because Horsefacts, Linda, somebody at number 3, and and then V at 5. So anyway,
prof.
I just love that. This from Derek, and I think this is great. It really kind of ties into sort of my thinking as well. And something we've talked about many, many times on here, why you should build on Farcaster. And this is from Derek. Farcaster is a bigger circle than friends and family. So sample size. Bigger sample size leads to better learnings. 2, product focus. Because the wallet is embedded, it's easier to experiment on the core of your product without worrying about the friction of onboarding to the chain. 3, talent pool. There are phenomenally talented people here to recruit, hire, work with. They're familiar with the chain and they're risk on. Early adopters. Casters often have the presences elsewhere, which makes Farcaster a great place to build a street team for when you want to break out. And then 5, between Clanker and the VCs here looking for the next big thing, it's a great place to find early capital. Derek is known for doing 9s. He does things in 9. So that was my only feedback to him is there's only 5 and there could be 9. But we had a couple comments related to this. Will from Splits, even if Farcaster isn't the best place to scale and perhaps never will be, because that's been the biggest limitation, I still firmly believe it's the best place to start. Your first users, your first angels, your first evangelists, they're all here waiting for you. And Samantha said, I agree. I made it happen with candles. So I think that's a really important point that that she made, is that it's not always crypto related. We've seen people do a lot of different things where they've been able to launch something different within the ecosystem, like candles, like different merch type of things. Minted merch is a great example. That is a crypto component though. So I think there's just some really cool things you can do here in terms of getting those to really get your MVP off the ground and get real users. So I think that that's the reason to build on Farcaster. A few more things. And we talked a lot about that with Rish as well. So I suggest go listen to that interview if you missed it. This from Anomaly.eth, another wild day inside Anomaly Generous. The worlds keep getting deeper, stranger, more powerful than ever. This isn't just minting, it's living system unfolding one world at a time. Come create your own world. This is just a really cool mini app that helps you create a piece of art. You plug in some components and it generates just a really cool world for you. So go check it out. It's a fun thing to kind of play around with. Speaking of fun things to play around with, Emerge has done a little glow up. So this is from A-Town. We've been cooking for the last few weeks. We went dark to ship something big. So today they now launched this. Animate any output into a video. TikTok style feed to scroll your creations, 1 free animation per day, and then it's $2 USDC. I think that's what I was paying earlier because I started to get a little crazy and then I was like, I need to stop. 1 tap sharing to X, Telegram, WhatsApp. Your try Emerge content just got 10x more viral. $250 in Emerge to our favorite video shared to X over the next week. Tag us and show us what you make. So go play around with this. It's really fun. It's very easy to do. My background was the static version of this, but then I was able to even animate that, which was really cute. So go have some fun and share what you're building. It's very cool. And I don't know if you saw this one.
I did. Oh, it's so ridiculous. My profile picture, let me just say, my profile picture, anytime I go to change it, I go, I'm not going to be able to find anything that matches this level of insanity.
Please don't. Please
don't
change it.
Well with memes. It's so good. This is awesome.
Good. It's so fun. And this was the static image of you're looking at your ring door. I mean, by the way, my butt looks great in this. I'll take it. So this is me, you, Symbio, and Toady hanging out at getting caught on the ring cam, and then if you create this, you can create the static version and then decide if you want to animate it. It gives you different options.
Why am I pogo jumping in though? Why?
I don't know. It gave me that option for you to jump away, so I just chose it, and that's what it did.
So
by the way, watch my dog. Watch the Ray. It's really funny. It's like gets out of
like, this crazy lady coming in hot here. Let me get out of here.
Get away from this crazy chick.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, in the world where everything is crazy right now, go play around with some of these fun tools because they're just a great way. Like if you need a break, if you've been staring at the news and you just want to, like climb under the covers, instead go do something creative and fun.
I love it.
All right, we're going to shift gears. I want to set this up, talk about Creatorfi. By the way, I haven't looked at the chat at all. Aqueous, I don't even know if you realize that you're in my background. So let me just really quick before we move forward, show the full version of this. So I did. Aqueous had said something, are you a popsicle this morning? So I was like, hey, try Emerge, make me into a popsicle. And it did. So that's the full background. So I made one for Aqueous as well. So anyway, just wanted to make sure you all saw that. And Sigwider, in this particular case, my leaderboard position is my worth. But normally I would agree. But for me, it is. Just kidding. Oh my God. Mika, really glad to have you here. Like that just made my day. That makes my day that you are in the chat. Very happy to see you there. Very, very, very happy. You have no idea. All right. Now let's shift gears. This is a little bit, I'm going to just read this and then let's talk about it. This is from Rachel. Yesterday, as part of our Creatorfi Accelerator, we challenged our cohort to a content hackathon. No fluff, no busy work, just real creation, real engagement, real play. 24 creators showed up and cooked. They posted, engaged, supported one another, practiced in public, and leaned into tools. And then I had thrown some extra credit your way to give them a little bonus. What stood out the most wasn't just the output, it was the energy. Creators experimenting, supporting peers without shilling, and treating creation as play, not pressure. This is what creating on-chain unlocks. Direct rewards for participation, value flowing to creators, not platforms, community as the growth engine, and creativity without the grind. Creating on-chain is rewarding, literally and creatively. Huge congrats to everyone who participated. More to come. So let's start this before we bring everybody up. What was Creatorfi, and what do you know? Where did these folks come from? Like, tell us a little bit about that to kind of set the stage.
So setting the stage, well, first of all, I've been working with creators, artists, content creators for about a decade, and hadn't quite made the connection of like how I was going to bring that experience on chain. But one of the things that I'd been observing, especially in creative communities, is we are struggling with SocialFi with retention, right? We get a lot of really great people onto these apps, but often they leave if they don't if they don't watch G and Farcaster, right? They don't have a reason.
All you had to do was do that, but if it's just too much.
But if they're not finding their people, right, and they don't feel a part of something like the sceness that Adrian talks about, or just feeling like a sense of collective support and energy, they leave. They likely leave. They're not seeing anything. Even those that come for like financial incentives, once those financial incentives are gone, they've got no reason to stay. So we really wanted to look at that retention issue and see how we could maybe just cultivate something that was a little bit more grounded, a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more supportive, and introduce play back into the equation, right? Because most of the experiences that I've had here, especially on Farcaster, have involved really fun activities. Passed Out being one of the mini apps. Like, there's a lot of really like entertaining, engaging things. So we worked with Base. We got a Base grant to fund 100 people. What ended up happening was about 50 of those people showed up, and then I would say 25 to 30 of them showed up, like
really showed up,
and just like totally blew me away. And we had first of all, we had some incredible speakers. So it was a 3-day accelerator. We had yourself and Adrian, who delivered a masterclass in just how to navigate this ecosystem. We had Toady Hawk. We had Shira Lazar joined us on the second day, actually from the Hill in DC.
Wow.
Who was trying to get the Creative Bill of Rights to Congress. So we just had this really intense, incredible 3 days together. But what really emerged to me was this sense of camaraderie and community and just having each other's back. So you'll get to meet a few of the unicorns now, and you'll see that kind of energy we're talking about. So
all right, well, let's bring them up. Here is Ritzy,
Woo-hoo!
Chris, Rachel, and I have one more hiding, Blake.
Nice.
Amazing.
What a crew.
What a crew. And I had the pleasure of looking through all your videos that your posts on Zora. And you had created some videos, you had a challenge there, and she wanted me to pick one. And I was like, do it. Have to? And I kept changing my mind, even as I was like, well, it's these two would be great to talk to you about, but then this one's really, and then this one, and I was like, well, that one's, I'm like, can we just bring them all? Like, can I just, so welcome.
Like, hell yes, we can.
Welcome.
Can we just also give a shout out to Prof for first of all, I put her on the spot and said, can we do this during her class last week? And she said, absolutely. So thank you for always saying yes, Prof. And also thank you for funding that $350. All went into the hands of these creators. So thank you.
And I funded that with a token that I created for my students. So we created it in class last semester called Extra Credit. And it was to get them to do, some posting on Farcaster and just try some different things and be able to earn, some of this token. So I was like, well, I've still got it's got not bad liquidity. We can play with this a little bit. So
good.
I was happy to do that. All right. So I want to kind of go around let's start with like just, intro. What are you working on? Like, what's your area? What are you creating? I'm going to start with Ritzy, and then I'll just kind of work around in a circle.
Hi, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ritzy P, Marisa Estrada Rivera, full government name. I worked really hard to get it recently, so I say it all the time
Okay.
now.
I was like, Ritzy, we don't, you understand that normally in crypto, we don't use government names, right? Okay.
Yeah,
like that's new.
Really hard. It was a whole thing to get it, so I say it all the time now. Yeah, so I'm an emerging tech strategist, and currently I'm building Zocalo, which is making emerging tech education community-driven, practical, and accessible. And thank you so much for your guys' time at Creatorfi and for this opportunity.
Awesome. And what are you on? Is everyone on either Base or Farcaster? Okay, awesome. So what is your handle on either Base or Farcaster so that we can make sure we follow you? Ritzy P. All right, everyone go follow. Chris, the DeFi professor. I've been dying to chat with you.
I salute you, fellow educator.
Hello.
Well, first I want to salute our mother of unicorns, Rachel. Hello. Good to see you.
I've taken that title, Mother of Unicorns.
Yes,
I kind of love that, and I'm going to do something with that. I don't know what yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, my name is I don't want to give, I can give my full government name. It's Chris. It's Christopher, actually. If you're mad at me, but Chris Soriano, the DeFi professor. My gig in this space is I help educate and onboard people into DeFi. I'm a co-founder of Beacon DeFi. Have helped onboard tens of thousands of people into DeFi over the last 5 years, and that's really my thing. It's trying to teach people about making DeFi accessible, how you don't have to be scared. Decentralized finance is the future of finance and the future of what we're doing here in this space in terms of business. So security is the biggest thing. So I do a lot of security-based type of streams and whatnot. I stream 3 or 4 times a week, and I have a wonderful mastermind full of people. So hello to everybody in our Beacon mastermind. And yeah, just really happy to be here and just spreading my wings talking to you, Professor.
Awesome.
It's been a minute since I've seen you, and I've been very excited to come on.
And we need to chat because I haven't even talked about this yet because I was just at a meeting yesterday on my campus, and we finally got a minor for the School of Entrepreneurship and a concentration passed. So my one little blockchain class is now going to be 3 classes, and So anyway, one of them is a DeFi class, so we need to chat.
Yeah, I can definitely help you with that. I am actually also a university level professor, so shout out to all my students at Bell University.
I know. I took note, and I'm like,
oh, you did.
We need to talk.
Good to know.
Amazing. Rachel St. Wood. I'm so happy to have you here, my penguin queen. Give a little intro to the folks who may not know you.
Hi. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me as part of the cohort as well as here on the space.
Ooh, did we lose her? Did she freeze? It's the penguins, right? The penguins froze her.
I think she's in like Vietnam or somewhere as well, and it's probably the middle of the night. Well, hopefully we get her back.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll circle back to you, Rachel. And I'm going to go to Blake, not finance. But I really thought it was for so long.
You know what's crazy is that I didn't understand that so many people did. That I was going by Blake Finance, which is so funny. It's Finucane. It's a very, very Irish name. If you go over there, it's a super common name. So a Gaelic name. But yeah, that when I look at it, it really does. So this is my government name, not a chosen one. Alas, I wish if I was that smart. But yes, Blake Finucane, and super happy to be here. Super happy to be part of the cohort and just share with everyone. I come from the academic world as well. I published the first ever academic thesis on crypto art as part of my master's art history degree in 2018. So at that point, laughed out of rooms, like, good luck in your life, like, yikes, But since then, through a number of different jobs where investing was my primary focus, which it really still is, I always consider myself an investor first. But because of my academic background in art and art history in particular, my kind of main content field that I create is around kind of the intersection of crypto and art, which I've been doing for a very long time in not a digital way, and really, really interested in how to leverage the on-chain tools to figure out how to make money, make a living, create income on chain. I think like it's the new frontier, and we're like genuinely on the forefront of it. So that's been super, super exciting to me.
And I've seen you at many a boys club event. You've worked with them. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And I love the way you create your videos, you and Kate. I mean, it's just insane. And it just looks like it looks easy, and I know it's not. Okay, Rachel, she's back. Rachel St. Wood. I assume that the penguins just were like needed your attention or something. So let's give you a little intro, and then I have some questions for all of you.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard me, but thank you so much for having me as part of the cohort and here on this space. I'm very excited to be here with everyone. I'm Rachel St. Wood, so that is my handle on basically everything. So it makes it really easy to find me. And I am a traveling photographer. I'm a traveling photographer, and I have gone all around the world to very, very remote places to photograph very unique landscapes and animals. I absolutely love being outside, and I really have a lot of passion for bringing the outside world into people's homes. And it's been incredible to do that through Web3, blockchain, and this crypto community. So I would say I'm a builder, educator, advocate, ranter, rambler, and penguin lover. So yeah, I could go on, but let's get on to the next.
Yeah. And just, you do some amazing work. I love your art. And I've known you for a while through the timepieces community. I feel like I've had a lot of contact with lots of you. Ritzy is fairly new to me, but Ritzy, when I first saw your video, your post on Zora, you had so much just unbelievable energy. It was like coming off the screen. You just have such a cool vibe. So I really, enjoyed all of that, that experience. And I loved there were so many great questions when Adrian and I spoke with the Creatorfi, the Creatorfi workshop. So I really enjoyed that experience. So what I'd love to kind of just go around from each of you, what's one thing you took away from Creatorfi that really kind of stuck with you? And I don't know who wants to jump in first. All right,
I will.
Go ahead, Ritzy. I'm going to go right in order. Go ahead, Ritzy.
I think, well, first of all, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. And I thought, maybe this is not for me. Maybe they're going to be, you need to post, 20 pieces of content all day long, post. And I was like, that's not my energy. If that's what we're here for, that's not me. But what I learned was just be authentic, and maybe you don't have to niche down. Like, I've been in the space since 2021, and I do a lot of different things in the space. So I don't have to really niche down. I just have to be hella authentic and just tell my story. So that's kind of my biggest takeaway. And I think it's very, very helpful. I went from not even posting my picture on my profile pic anywhere to learning how to be on camera.
Wow. That's a big leap. That's awesome. Blake, how about for you? You have a lot of experience with this. What was something that was new or different that you took away that maybe you didn't know about before? And it can really be anything.
I mean, I think and maybe this is cheesy, but it genuinely is true. The openness of the group, the kindness of the group, like the actual energy of the group was so lovely and special and welcoming and encouraging. So I think just being around a group of people for that amount of time, for that sequence of days was just really special. So it was really the people.
It's the friends we make along the way. It's always the answer. Rachel Wood, how about for you?
Gosh, this is such a hard question because every single day, every single speaker, basically every single 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I need to write this down. Oh, I need to remember this. Oh, I need to post about this. From you guys, the speakers, and from Rachel, like obviously Rachel, whatever she does, to everyone listening in the space, whatever she does, you know it's going to bring so much value for you and for everyone around you who creates or builds or is just here for the vibes. Rachel, you really do know how to bring people together and not just create a family, but to really inspire people and galvanize people actually into action. And that's something I think a lot of us need to take away. Well, a lot of us did take away, was this level of action. Like, there's no fluff. There is a little bit of like heart-led heart moments, but that's because we're humans. We have big bleeding hearts that pump and give us so much life. And I think what I take away always from you, Rachel, is that we need to always remind ourselves that it's okay to have fun. It's okay to create from a place of purpose and self-fulfillment. And now, Perez, I think you said it with Adriana. It was just to keep showing up. Mm-hmm. And I think that was
I believe our exact words were do the shitty thing.
Do the shitty thing. And that was
just do the shitty version and keep going. Yeah.
Just keep going.
It compounds over time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's been our from the very beginning what we've been doing. So yeah.
And it's a great reminder to all of us. I know a lot of us are like, oh, we know that. But then when we hear it from someone and we see what you have achieved because you've lived it, that's inspiring. And to be able to obviously talk and ask you questions as well is also just really, really great. So there's not one thing to take away or to point at.
Too many things. That's a good thing. And also I think, one thing you said in there was, you said something about action. And I think one of my favorite things that I hear Brian Armstrong say a lot is action produces information, so that we can think about it and, create hypotheticals and strategize and all this stuff. But until we actually do it, we don't know what's going to work and what's going to click and what's going to resonate. So we have to just do the thing and, pivot where we need to. Chris, how about for you? DeFi professor.
Yeah, I think for me, there's obviously, as Rachel said, there's a lot of takeaways. The first thing that I saw in the beginning was just for those of us who've been in this space, how early we still are. The number of other creators who came into the cohort, obviously with great audiences, but still not the fullest knowledge of the tools. I'm a huge service is my act of love, or my acts of service is my love language. So, being able to help others and seeing others that need help because this is still so new to them, same stuff, but just different tools. So really excited about that. The other thing that I think for me personally is asking. Asking is something that a lot of people have a lot of anxiety about, maybe because of imposter syndrome, because just the whole anxiety of actually just taking that action. But the power of asking will get you pretty much all the information that, in my opinion, that you need. Like you just mentioned the Brian Armstrong quote. So to get to action, you got to ask. So that was the one big thing that I've been taking personally for me.
Love that. Rachel, how about for you, Rachel Wilkins? What did you take away from the 3 days of organizing this and doing this? And what was your sort of biggest takeaway from this?
First of all, so much. It was, I think, for all that's been shared by the people who participated in it, it was also all of those things for me as well, and very unexpectedly, because for context, we got approved for this back in September. We were planning for it since September. We had a very kind of, very strategic way we were going to approach the teaching. And then kind of 3 days before this event, we had to pivot our programming due to some things that were happening at Base. For those who were paying attention, Base kind of withdrew its attention, shall we say, away from creators and more into the the trading side. So we had to actually pivot a lot of our programming 3 days before after planning for so long. And one of the things that I thought about that night before was just like, okay, well, what do I know? Like, what can I really teach? And, you know, a lot of that was just like, let's just get out of our own way. Let's think about how we can show up authentically. Like, I've been teaching creators this for over a decade. Like, how do you get out of your own way? How do you stop worrying about what the next person's doing and having FOMO and having, you know, compare and despair? Let's like get to some of the fundamentals, and then let's kind of layer in these tools and these levers that we can pull for financial, you know, to be able to support ourselves as creatives. And I think what was incredible was, and I don't know what magic was happening, but we just happened to get a group of people in that room who were just freaking all stars, right? Like the people that are on this call, and there's quite a few others as well who were like, sure, I'm ready to do this work. Like, let's dig in. Like, let me.
You got one in the chat at least. Awesome guy. Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, and that's a special thing. Like you know, those of us that have taught before, like you can go into a room and have like a room full of duds and people not want to participate, and you still got to show up and do the work. But when you get that magic, I've only ever had it once before. It is so special for you as the person delivering the content. Like I had breakthroughs. We had 2 people crying in the class, people. Like, that was the vibe that we brought. Like it was so magical to see the breakthroughs that people had when they realized, and I think this is the biggest takeaway for me, is we exist right now in a very fast-paced, reactive ecosystem. It's really hard to stay focused and on track when everything pivots every 3 minutes, right? And we're all tired, right? I feel like we've all aged 20 years in this space. But if we just stop trying to be reactive and we just create content through our unique lens, it doesn't matter what pivots and changes. So I think the biggest takeaway for me was like, if I'm preaching this to people, I also have to show up and do that myself. So it's been really cool. One of the things that we've tried to do is to kind of keep some momentum going. So we did a little bit of a purge of our group chat. I did a bit of a castaway. Prof, you might be proud.
You got to do what you got to do.
And you know, we kept people in who were like, yeah, I want to show up. I want to keep showing up for the next 21, 30 days or so. And people have been really, really showing up. So I'm just super proud of everybody. And I want to keep doing this. So
yeah, it's amazing. And by the way, I see, I don't know if he's still here, but Super Tight Woody is in the chat. Mm-hmm. If you do another one, I would highly recommend chatting with him to see if he could come in and do a session, because I don't know if you follow him, but you should, on all the places. And his is mostly related to music content, but just incredible creator. So
DMs are open. We would love
definitely check him out.
Speakers, funders, all of them. Let's go.
I think there's really great opportunity here, and it's clear that this was very beneficial to those involved. And there's a big difference when you've been teaching for a while in any kind of capacity. When you have a group that's really dialed in, it completely changes the energy. It makes you want to do more for them as well, because you feel the engagement, you feel, and I felt that in the room, just being a guest speaker with you all, like the questions I was getting, you know, just, it was, okay, you guys are actually paying attention. You know, we're not losing you here. You're really into this. And that was helpful for us, because then we can, you know, we feel like it's worth our time. It's worth our energy. We want to help you. So yeah, it makes it easier to say yes, you know, the next time. So I appreciate the experience.
Can I shout out a few other people who were
absolutely.
So shout out to Toady, because not only did Toady come through as a speaker, but he was.
I mean, if you have to, I guess it's fine.
I know you two hate each other, but they're like brother and sister, Toady and Prof.
It's a thing.
It's a love-hate. No, it's all love. But he, you know, he's just been amazing, and he donated 3 betterment rounds, one of which Chris.
One's going today, right? Is it today?
No, it was Friday.
No, Friday. Sorry.
We have another one. Surprise, Rachel Wood. You are getting the betterment round for next week. Toady picked you as a runner-up. So, woo!
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So that's going to happen next week. And then we have one more to give away. And we're actually going to announce a contest. But we're going to announce that next week, because it's going to be really fun. So shout out to him. Shout out to Deployer, who also gave us a little capital and is giving away a month.
Love that, Wasi.
So we're it's just really cool to see community be like, sure, I'll get involved and I'll step up. And obviously to you and Adrian, who just are always just such
we're always here for you. Well, and it's it's mutual. Like it's you've hey, can you co-host? Hey, like you're always a yes. You're always there to support things I'm working on. So hey, you want to play Cast Out? Sure, I'll pull a team together. She regretted that. Yes,
I'll make a psycho video. I was just thinking
that.
about that video the other day. I was like, I think I'm going to go find that and delete that video because it's highly embarrassing. But it won us the task.
It did win the task. So I appreciate it, and finding folks within this space that you can count on, and Toadie's another one actually for me. It's important because this isn't easy. Just like you said, it's constantly changing. People come and go. So for those who stick around, I think it's important to keep supporting and keep pushing, because we are, it is the Wild West a bit. And, sometimes people, get cholera. I don't know, whatever that Oregon Trail thing is.
I would say, Prof, as well, though, before we even go any further, anybody who's watching this, like, run to follow these people on the stage right now. Like, they are incredible, not just creators, but incredible humans, like really generous, really giving, really supportive, really, really brilliant human beings doing amazing things in their own individual little silos. So make sure you're following them and go support their content. Like,
and if you're on Zora, double tap it. Just, give it a little double tap and throw a little change that way. It's nice. I loved by the way, I do think that's a great feature. I've had a lot of issues with Zora, but I do think what they've built right now in terms of the platform is really well designed, and it's really fun. I like the little, as I was tapping on all these posts, getting the little thing that pops up and all that kind of thing. And it's a great way to support creators. You go buy a little bit of their token and support them in some way, or through tips and things like that. But also, if you guys are minting anything, if you're doing anything that we can help support, please, make sure you tag me, let me know so that we can share that. Rachel, what else should I be asking these folks? What would you want to ask them about in terms of their experience, or just in general about the space? Was there a topic that came up that you thought was really interesting that we should dive into real quick?
I think just like the accountability one is big. So I think like we have this going in the chat, but I would love everybody to like say what they're staying accountable to themselves and the group for over the next 2 weeks. Well, I think February 13th is like our hard stop. So like, what are you hoping to show up as? What would you be proud of on that 13th? And how are you staying accountable to yourself and the rest of the group?
Ooh, that's cool. All right, Ritzy, I'm going to start with you.
I put that I wanted to.
Don't start with me this time.
I wanted to be consistent in posting on all platforms, on chain, off chain, and we'll see how that goes and how I'm going to stay accountable. Rachel put a sheet together for us, and she's always encouraging us on our Telegram group to like, don't put any zeros and, just do a little bit, at a time. And there's this one line that one of our fellow unicorns said, I think it was during a Time Spaces or something recently, Rhett Lynch, amazing artist. He said, action sculpts clarity. And I just kind of been living by that. And action can be little steps. So I'm trying to, like you said, Rachel, 5 minutes, do 5 minutes. It's something. So that's what I hope to take away. Consistency.
Awesome.
Do the ugly stuff.
Do the ugly stuff. And the folks in the chat also would love for you to drop your handles so they can follow you, but we'll also add them to our episode. When we post the episode, we'll make sure we tag everybody so you'll be able to follow them easily. All right, Blake, how about you? What are you doing to stay accountable till February 13th? And what are you working on?
Good question. I am working on something that is not public yet. So that's been a lot of my time around like concepting, storyboarding, all that kind of stuff. And I'm very resistant to talking about things before they happen. In terms of publicly, I think that what I can really work on staying accountable for is just consistent posting, like 3 times a week, and not necessarily as Rachel mentioned to me previously, like this idea of sometimes I struggle with exactly the subject matters that I want to post about, and I can just post whatever, and that's like totally okay. It doesn't need to be super scripted or super scripted, like commenting on some type of like art or fashion thing that's happening. So I can just kind of post whatever I want. So
have you heard the phrase best is the enemy of good? Where
Totally.
like we get into our perfection mode and like we don't even want to put anything out there because it's not perfect.
Totally.
Yeah. So I think that's something to always keep in mind too.
100%.
Rachel Wood, how about you? Well, I already know what you're going to be working on because you have a betterment round now next week. So you're muted, girl. All right, there you go.
Sorry. I need to work on my technology skills here. But actually, I wanted to share. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is my screen.
Cool.
It says, "Fuck your mood, follow the plan."
Yeah.
And that's something that I definitely take away. I think it was said by like Layla Hamosi or something, but it's probably been said by a lot of people. But I take it to heart. And something that came out of the cohort with you guys was that I realized I've been doing it unintentionally or unconsciously. But after the 3 days, I was like, I'm going to do this consciously. And that was to do something every day that I was scared to do. And that's either, posting something that I'm like, it's not perfect, or doing something in real life. And whether it's a big gesture or a little action, I know that I have to always click that box mentally of, before I go to bed, did I do something that I was afraid to do? And that's not just talking about like, oh, I'm scared of a lot of things, but it talks into what you guys talked about of that self-limiting mindset of perfection, of that inability to hit send because we know we can do better, but then we don't. And then, so that's what I've been doing. That's how I'm holding myself accountable so that it's broad enough that it can reach many different aspects of my life, because I think as creators and builders, we have many fronts that we battle against and we can't win them all. But fuck your mood. Sorry if we can't swear.
We can.
Okay, follow the plan. And the plan is to do one thing every day I'm scared of.
I love that. I love that. Chris, the DeFi professor, how about for you? What's your plan for the next couple of weeks and how are you staying accountable? Uh-oh, did we lose him? He looks frozen, or he's really deep in thought. He might just be really deep in thought. That could be it. Okay. When he's ready, he will come to us with something brilliant. I think we lost him. We're having some internet issues today.
Oh my gosh. Prof, you asked about why they're unicorns. I dropped an image there. I'm not sure if you can share this, but one of the things that I shared early on in day one was this image.
Yes, I can.
Can you share it?
Yeah, hold on. Oops, let me remove that one. Is it not going?
There it is.
There we go. I'm a magical fucking unicorn. I show up for myself and others. My success is inevitable. All right. It's that Frank. Did you put that on?
No.
Frank?
And Jem was very upset that I used a fake Frank.
I know. Why did you use a fake Frank?
Speed was of the essence. I had to get it done. I was creating the plane in the air. So
I love it. That's amazing. Okay. Now we've got the DeFi professor back. Chris, how are you? What are you focusing on the next couple of weeks, and how are you holding yourself accountable?
Well, I'll be honest, Prof. It's about skincare.
Okay.
I'm totally kidding.
Moisturize. You're staying moisturized,
I'm
hydrated.
trying to. Yeah,
staying
I'm
in your
trying to.
lane. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
For me, my content for the last 5 years has really just been live streamed. So for me, trying to take a conscious effort to really just put myself out there, I've set up new accounts on all socials as a DeFi professor, and I'm going to be writing some ebooks,
cool.
mainly to try and get, because my problem isn't teaching people about how to do well in this space from a DeFi perspective in terms of liquidity provision and all that kind of stuff. It's getting to those who think crypto is a scam, or who don't know what DeFi is, who don't understand that this financial system is rigged against you. You can take advantage of self-custody and have your own financial journey. So that's really what my ebook series is going to be kind of positioned towards, really just to get more people to just, guys, read the forest from the trees. Everyone's coming into this space, and I don't want you to be left behind. I want you to be an active player, seeing how you can also be a part of this revolution and everything that we see with fintech and DeFi.
Awesome. I love that. Rachel, before we wrap, anything else that you want to touch on or say about these folks, or anything else that we didn't cover?
Yeah, I mean, just like massive flowers to everyone for showing up, but I also just want to give a little data here as kind of a benchmark for what learning in these kind of groups can accomplish. So between in the 72 hours, we garnered over 800 on-chain transactions.
Wow.
So 25 to 30 creators actually showing up and participating in the ecosystem resulted in those numbers. In addition to that, participants completed an average of 20 to 40 transactions per person on average. So that included using mini apps, that included sending each other money in DMs using Banker, that included tipping each other using Banker, that included completing challenges, being part of we had a little bit of a hackathon on the second day. So this works, right? When you make it fun, when you bring people together, and when you make bring play back into the conversation, not only are you creating a whole new level of creators, but you're creating ecosystem participants. And so I think the big takeaway to me is that's how you get people to stay, right? Is create fun.
Make it fun. Wrap it all in a box of fun. All right, everyone, give me a nice smile. So I have a good cover. All right, great. That's the biggest challenge of my day, is trying to, and the more people I have, the harder it is trying to get that cover image just right. This has been awesome. I really enjoyed this. I'm excited to see where you all go. I'm already following, I think, all of you. I'm going to make sure I am. We're going to add your socials into the post that we share once it's out there. Oh yeah, there you go, at Rachel St. Wood. She's got herself at. And we'll make sure that everyone can follow along. Rachel Wilkins, thank you for co-hosting with me today for this fun experience. And please keep us posted when you do another Creatorfi or something similar like that. We'll definitely help amplify that. And if we can help in any way, you know where to find me. Anything else from the unicorns before we wrap that you might want to say or shout out, or anything else that we didn't cover? Go ahead, Rachel. Wood.
I just want to second, if any of you guys see Rachel Wilkins here, host something, do something, promote something, just do it. Fuck your mood. Just do it.
The plan is,
love you,
Rachel.
Just follow her plan and you can't go wrong. That's it.
Appreciate it.
And Symbio said, drink water. There you go. Also hydrate. Yeah, hydrate. All right, everyone. This has been awesome. Thank you all. I will be back on Friday with Adrienne. She'll have a little report back from Privy Home event. And we'll have, I'm sure, a lot more stuff happening on the timeline. And until then, everybody, see ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.